I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To find them is my real test, to lead them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide, to teach the chosens to understand the power that's inside. Fates united, tonight it's just us three. I know it's our destiny. Fates united, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Fates united, welcome to Fates United, everybody. Woo! Decided to do that like 10 minutes ago. So yeah, let's do it, you know? We're right into it. Jumping into tonight's episode, you guys can see we're gonna have a special episode. Unfortunately, our other half of the amazing power duo, Rachel and Mark, are on vacation. There's just gonna be the three of us tonight, but don't worry, I have something quite epic planned for tonight. If this is your first time watching Fates United, welcome, welcome. We are a wonderful community. Everyone here is super supportive of each other, especially helping other streamers as well. We have quite a bit of amazing streamers on our cast here as well, so I'm super excited. Quick announcement. If you haven't followed our socials, follow our socials if you like. Yeah, the 1 week Mark wasn't here, I did Pokemon. That's for you, Mark. Follow our socials for any updates if anything changes. For example, this week I kind of didn't get to do any of my variety streaming. I was a little under the weather, but I want to make sure I was ready for Fates United. So things like that. If we have different votes, stuff like that. We also share a Discord with Marquee Gaming. So if you haven't joined, what are you waiting for? Join the Bardic Barrage, the Bardic Tavern, the Marquee, the Marquee Mart. I don't know. We're working on. I don't got a name for that one, but we'll get there. But yeah, so it's gonna be fun. I think that's about it. Oh, we do have a merch store now, which is absolutely insane. So if you guys want any stickers, stuff, t-shirts, mugs, fun stuff like that, you can go head out to the merch store and check it out. So, but anyways, let's jump right into it. We have a epically exciting episode tonight planned. So as always, we'll go do a round robin intros, starting with the one and only.
Hi, I'm Dealey. I do art and stuff, and yeah, lots of D&D art, mostly concerning fates, because I don't know how to draw anything else anymore. It's mostly Meikai and Anais because they're cute girls and it's easy to draw them. Anyways, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Artful now that that's starting to come up. Yeah, art.
Nice.
Cool.
I like it. Our second intro tonight, unfortunately, she's not here right now. So, hi guys. My name's Pip400 Art Rachel. I play Anais. So I team up with Mark on Marquee Gaming. We just want to shout them out. We do Beacon's Aura, and also I do an art stream, but not this week. We're on vacation, so make sure to check us out. We'll be back. We miss you guys. Okay. I guess that's it. Okay, bye. It's really stupid, guys, but I'm doing it.
Very well done. Hello, I'm John, Dealey's husband, though the arrows are now pointed the wrong way.
I know. What do you mean for tonight, John? You
Am I pointing the wrong way right now?
I mean...
And it's fixed.
Okay.
There we go.
Fine, whatever.
Sometimes I mess that stuff up. I apologize. But, that being said, excited to be here. Grateful for everyone who's still coming out to hang out with us today. Miss Mark and Rach, but I hope they are enjoying themselves. And, yeah, I'm excited. Let's keep going.
Mark, I'm really sorry. This is the first picture on your profile picture that was you alone, so my bad. Hey, I'm Mark of Marquee Gaming. I play Zachary. I do Stardew and Pokemon on the channel as well, so check out Marquee Gaming, Beacon's Aura. I have a fun cheese fact for you. So, when you make cheese, the enzymes from the animals, they take it from animal stomachs. And that's what curdles the milk into cheese. So, good job, Mark. Appreciate the intro. That was amazing. Super fun having you guys here. We're gonna miss you. Love and stuff. I hope you guys don't hate me after those intros, but I think I did decently. But unless you guys have any other announcements, I think we're gonna jump right into tonight's game of Fates United. Let me go ahead and get the music going. As you remember, last game we jumped right into some craziness. Let me go ahead and set the mood here if I can get to my Discord. There we go. Watch this mess up my cameras. We'll see how this goes. Papa. Did it mess up the cameras? Yes, it did. Yeah. Okay. So, as we jump into tonight's epic game of Fates United, as a quick little recap, all right. So, we find ourselves back on the cliffside of the Centaurium. Our faithful narrator, an old man, hunkered over with weathered back shoulders that have seen the stress of a lifetime, This time, though, the beautiful night sky turns dark and stormy as he turns his eyes back over to the mountains. The kids around him, the Genasi's, start looking a little worried as everything starts to turn a little more dark, a little more sinister. Well, successfully helping the people of Rosewood free their quarry are four split paths with the bunny folk druid, who is en route to the mountainous druid tribe to seek out guidance and warnings. Returning to the Centaurium, Anais received a message from Bricarius, requesting that Zachary and herself join him in the arcane tower. Upon arriving, he announced privately to Zachary that his sister requested another weekend visit to celebrate his birthday. Turning to Anais, he also invited her along to accompany them to the capital at the behest of Arcanist Turin. Makai and Kahu, staying behind, presented the precious ore that the Centaurian blacksmith needed to continue making some of his weapons, including a purple gem and a midnight sky. It has some similarities to the purple trees that grow back home with me. As the two of them returned to the building on the cliffside, their druid friend suddenly appeared to them, slashed down from his face and chest with blood, pleading for them to join him. Running back down to grab their weapons, Anais and Zachary nowhere in sight, they both took off with Harem, turning into owls at his behest. We jump back in tonight with both of you in owl form, being led by Harem, also in owl form. A little bit more, you can tell he's got little bunny ears coming out of his owl. It's a little weird, but it's, you can tell it's him. But as you guys start flying away from the Centaurium, all of a sudden you start feeling specks of raindrops that begin to fall. The partly cloudy night now turning into a dark and stormy night. Rain starts trenchily downpouring upon both of you. You all three start to struggle a little bit flying. I need both of you to give me acrobatics checks.
Oh, wait. But we're owls. I got a natural 20 anyways.
+1 to your modifier.
21.
Nice. Right off the bat. Let's go.
Woo! I was sitting here and I'm like, oh, it's going to be crap. Oh.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Let's go.
Hey.
You guys shake off, flap a little faster, the urgency, the adrenaline pumping through your little owl heart. You guys look up and you can see the moon full but covered behind clouds, creating a silver line that bestows the skyline. As you look forward, pushing your way through the rain, not even feeling the wind or effects, you guys are all swirling and weaving between the wind currents. You guys start seeing lightning and thunder crashing down in the distance. But interestingly enough, it seems to only be raining here. It seems a thunderstorm has started to befall over, and as you look over just as you crest up to the mountain top, you can see the peaks and the towers of New Organia being lit alight with lightning bolts. And just as you're about to head down, as you see Harem changes directory down back towards the mountain, you can almost swear that New Organia is lighting up almost like it's daylight. But you both careen down towards Harem, following the bunny folk druid. It's still funny for me to say that. I love that. As you guys are heading down, you guys notice that where you guys were before with the harpies was kind of at the top of a peak, but there's still a lot of trees and forests, so starting to get a little sparse, starting to turn into the cliffside. Where he is taking you is just above the tree line. The tree line has just ended, and now there is a clearing between the trees and what looks like a serene pool of water. That on the back side of this little cove is cliffside, and the mountain leading up just to the top. It's not far away from the top of the mountain. But as you start landing, I need both of you to give me perception checks.
What's the owl's perception?
+2. Plus you get advantage because it has keen sight.
14.
14. Is that with advantage?
11.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
with advantage.
Nice. What'd you get?
11.
11. Nice. All right. Mekai, you see it first, and it almost gives you pause. Kahu, it's almost right to the point of landing before you look around. You thought it's like scattered logs or just debris littering this clearing. Mekai, it's more ominous to you. These are bodies.
Oh.
As you both land, Harem waves his arm. You see him kind of like go to one knee. He's exhausted. He exerted himself to make this happen. As you both revert back to your form, you see many of the owl folk druids laying in front of you, decimated. About 15 to 20 of them, all just laid out, sprawled in some sort of sign of battle or attack. And between you and what looks like the water's edge, in the water, you can see a what looks like various pillars that break out from this cove. So up in the sky, it looked very natural. But you can see here that there are broken pillars, and it feels like it gives you the vibe of like ancient ruins. Something used to be here that's crumbled over time, that's been lost to time. But what grabs your attention after you see the bodies is in the middle of this cove, you can see coming out of the stone behind it, a hand that looks like it's been carved like a statue coming out of the stone, and a skull with its mouth wide open. You can see the water rushing down in. It's like giant sculpture, maybe a rock formation of a skull. If it was to be real, you would think it'd be a titan skull, but it seems to be of rock and a sculpture based, from what you can tell from here. What are you guys doing?
Are we still owls, or are we out of the...
You just
Well,
reverted
we came
back.
out of it.
Okay.
Adam, who did all of this?
I don't know. They were like this when I got here.
Are any of them alive?
I don't know. Something lashed out at me, and I just barely had the chance to get away. You were the first people I thought to come help. I don't know. You see him
Keep
like
an eye out.
hyperventilating. He's freaking out.
Keep an eye on Mekai. I'm gonna go and
At him.
start looking for the... I'm gonna see if any of them are alive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me a medicine check. If either one of you with advantage or both of you can roll.
I'll roll, but I am mostly trying to keep like checking and looking, kind of trying to do both.
Natural 20 for 22 total.
Dang, y'all.
Hey.
Dang, we need to start getting some dice cameras. This is epic. Y'all are just continuing the rolls from
12.
last time. All right, 12. Mekai, you start running about to each body. Each one is very cold to the touch.
Mhm.
There's blood pouring out, spilling, mixing with the water and the grass. No one's seemingly reacting or waking up or, to your guess, breathing. Kahu,
Okay.
you start running from one to one, checking their pulse. There are many that seem to be beyond life. But you do find about a third of them are right on death's door. But they seem to be unconscious. But when you check their wounds, they don't seem to be critically wounds that would kill them. But their muscles have seized. And you're having a hard time, like, they seem to be almost like, you've seen death. A body goes into rigor mortis after a certain amount of time. With how fresh the wounds look to these bodies, it doesn't make sense how seized up they would be yet.
I drag those ones away a little bit into what looks like a somewhat safer spot.
Are they okay? Are they okay?
They aren't responding, but they seem to at least have a pulse at the moment.
Oh, okay. And he runs over, and you start seeing him like casting something similar to Zachary's done, Spare of the Dying, on them. I don't have much healing right now, but I can keep watching them.
That's probably the best idea.
I saw another group head in there. Whatever shadow thing hit me, and he kind of points back to the skull. They went down there. I think they're in trouble, though.
Okay. I'll look at Kahu.
I'll look over at you, and I notice that you just have your dagger on you, and I pull out one of my swords, and I'm like, make sure you have something a little bit more as we head in.
Thanks.
You're not going in there alone, are you? Where are the other two?
I have no idea. They got called to do something else, I guess.
If we feel that there's no hope, we'll come back, but
We'll be careful.
there's people in there who need help.
Okay. Please be careful.
Yeah. Keep watch over them.
Kind of looks around. He's like, okay. Yeah. Okay. I can do
You're
that.
their best hope. You've got this.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. You kind of hear his like voice like pitch up a little bit.
All right, Kahu.
Shall we go?
And away.
With your perception checks from earlier, as you guys begin to walk, are you heading to the skull? Is that what you're heading towards?
Yeah.
We feel that's the entryway, yes.
Okay.
Picking our ways around the bodies.
While you were checking the bodies, and now that you're walking further in the grass to the cove, you now start picking up on that same black oil that you noticed in the Quarry River, but it's darker and denser, thicker. And as you get to the cove shore, it's almost foaming and lapping up against the shore as if like an oil spill. And you can see like dark tendrils all sourcing back, coming out of that dark skull. So that's where it is. But now that you're up on the coast, you can see a narrow pillar, maybe 4 foot wide, just under the water surface, a rock ledge that would get you to the center.
Is the rock ledge underwater?
Barely, but just like by a few inches.
I'm gonna poke it with my spear,
Sure.
like the butt.
Seems fine from where you're poking it.
I'll step forward.
You feel a little bit of a cracking, but seems sturdy for you.
Let's keep it one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go across.
All right. So you began walking across, and you said, Mekai, you're waiting for him to get over?
Yeah.
All right. So you're kind of standing there at the shore, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kahu, you start step by step. You can hear the cracking a little bit underneath your foot. You're walking out, the dark oil meshing around your feet and almost leaving a little bit of a residue with the water that's lapping over it. As you do, you get about 3/4 of the way out, and Mekai, all of a sudden, you see and hear a large crack. And Kahu, I need you to do a dex saving throw as you feel the rocks give out from underneath you.
7.
7?
Oh.
Mekai, your heart almost leaps out of your chest as there he was, and now he's gone. Kahu, you begin to fall into the water, and we'll get back to that. Mekai, what are you doing?
Well. I imagine. Well, he did say that we were grabbing stuff because we knew that we were going. So having rope.
You look down,
I'll-
and it almost looks like a whirlpool, like being sucked down. He's not coming back
Okay.
to the surface.
Okay. I don't even know if there's anything I can do.
Hear the cracking and
Yeah. I'll. Is there anything that I can tie a rope to? That might be strong enough?
not on the cove side. I mean, maybe if you went all the way back to the tree line. That's pretty far
But-
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I only have 50 feet.
It's about 40
Um,
to 60 feet back to the trees. I'll
Yeah.
give you 10 feet, but
Okay.
the seconds start ticking away as you're expecting Kahu to come back to the surface. He's not.
Yeah. I just feel panicked. I could jump after him, but I'm not gonna. I mean, that might be stupid.
You could. What do you do? Frozen in this moment of shock, adrenaline pumping, the fight or flight instinct coming to you.
Yeah. And Step of the Wind only works. Step of the Wind. Does that work for swimming?
Don't believe.
Dash. I mean, you can dash in the water, can't you?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Up in the wind.
Okay.
If
I'm
you're
going
not proficient
to.
with it, the water is difficult terrain though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not proficient.
But that would kind of Step of the Wind would bring you back to full movement.
Yeah. I'm gonna jump in. I suppose.
Okay. So in that moment, where you're not sure what to do, all of a sudden your nerves steel up, and are you jumping in?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm trying to kind of like get a running jump and like.
Are you
Go
head
in.
diving in?
Yeah.
Awesome, I love it. You say, "Dang it!" and you just start running, and with your acrobatics, you just dive right in, holding your breath. You can see the dark tendrils in the water swirling together as you're now plunged into the depths of the water. Kahu, Mekai, you both feel yourselves all of a sudden sucked down by some sort of underwater current, spinning, disorientated, holding your breath as you start feeling yourself get sucked down through some sort of natural cave or tubing in this structure. I need both of you to give me a Constitution saving throw to see if you can hold your breath. for
Oh,
this.
good. All right, don't fail me now.
Step of the fin. Nice.
Constitution saving.
Constitution
14.
saving throw. Okay.
So on D&D Beyond, what am I looking at for
Over
that?
to the left, there's a little box that has all 6.
Oh, yep, saving. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. Mekai, you were prepared for this. You're holding your breath. You've gone swimming before. You're disorientated, but you're holding your breath pretty well. Kahu, you almost felt a bubble release for a second as just the shock of what's happening to you in the moment. You're used to the water. This isn't the first time you've been caught up in a rip tide or anything. You're able to hold your breath. And both of you continue to fall. Not sure if you're going left or right, up or down. The darkness is over your eyes. If you have dark vision, the water's in your face. It's impossible to know where you are.
Do I
Sudden-
sense anything around me in 10 feet?
just rock. Maybe an occasional like little ping of like a small snail or like some random little parasite or animal. But all of a sudden, right as you think you're about to give up holding your breath and you just need a breath, all of a sudden both of you feel nothing. And you're falling. as the ground beneath you gives out. With the darkness orientation, you're not sure if it's 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet. Ugh! And suddenly you hit stone. Kind of crumpled up. Actually, both give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage to see if
Oh.
you got some epic 3-point landings or anything.
5.
5?
12.
Both of you, Kaho, you kind of backflop right onto the ground. The wind knocked out of you for a second. Meikai, you kind of do a rolling kind of. It hurts your shoulder, but you kind of rolled out of that fall a little bit. But both of you stand up and look around, and you can see a dark stone cave. Gray rock, dripping with water and wet and damp all around. You can see the dark ooze now dripping from stalactites. I looked this up. Stalactites hanging from the ceiling. And you can see a small creek before both of you. But you look around, and you're alone. Kahu, you're not with Meikai. Meikai, you're not with Kahu. What do you guys do?
Keep looking around.
Do nothing. Do you have dark vision? Who has dark vision?
I do.
Both of you? Okay.
I do now.
Both of you guys can just barely see dimly here as you kind of walk forward. You can look up and see where kind of water's cascading down, almost like a small little waterfall from where you kind of came out from. Both of you look out, and it seems like you could possibly be in different chambers. You're not sure, but each other's not with you. Meikai, you see a creek kind of going through this room. You see 2 entrances on either side of the room. Kahu, you look around and you kind of see the same thing. You see a few bones here at the bottom. Not sure if they're human or animal. But there are 3 entrances in this cavern.
I see 3. I see 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Can I walk to the front of each one and sniff the air?
Sure. You go to. And if it's stale, damp, you're not quite getting any sort of difference between each one. What?
Do I feel any wind or air or anything coming out of any of them?
That's what I was gonna say.
Both of you, as you're kind of checking different areas, it's stale air down here as well. You're not feeling any sort of light or air come through. But, Kahuranji, as you're down there, you start hearing some sort of whisper form behind you. So then, warrior, I see you have conquered death as well. You are unnaturally blessed.
I look around, do I see anything?
You turn around, and forming out of the dark ooze in the waterfall is some sort of large, amorphous shadow with 2 red eyes, forming, at the moment, just nothingness, a void before you that is starting to encapsulate the room. Specimen in battle. A born leader among others. Tell me, what do you desire?
You must be the one that Zacht was talking about. Do you mind having a conversation, you and I?
That boy didn't want to listen to me. But I am here to offer you whatever your heart's most contentious need.
What's your purpose?
I am merely lost to time. I have amassed the power that I've always wanted. I want to offer those who seek the same. Give them power, wealth. Oh no, maybe even you start seeing these red eyes moving almost as if they're walking around you, reading you. The shadows now forming all throughout the cavern around you, surrounding you. Maybe even bring back the love from a grave?
But to what end does it bring the? What do you get from these things?
Why do you think I get? I am offered. I just want a chosen of my own. I can give you whatever. It's not love you desire. What is it that you desire of me?
Have you never had a chosen of your own?
Not yet. And now the cave is now fully covered in this mist and fog and dark shadow. It's now starting to come up to your hips.
Tell me, what are the purpose of the chosen? Why do you want one?
Chosens are the follies of those that have come before. They believe they can defeat beings of immortality. Darkness, light. They are simply two sides of one coin. I am just an agent who has grasped that opportunity. And then I offer you that same opportunity before you. And with that, we jump over to Meikai. Meikai, you start looking around, listening for wind, light, any sort of sign. You're listening for Kaharanji, for anything. And this feeling of loneliness starts overcoming you again. The isolation that you've felt over the past 2 years, especially in the beginning. It's almost like brought back up like an old wound. You kind of stand there shaking your head a little bit as you hear behind you, "Oh, ye of little faith. I sense greatness in you. God bless you as well."
I'm allergic to BS, sorry.
Right. I sense greatness in you. You are like me. Outcast. Punished. Misunderstood.
Who are you?
I am the path to greatness. Tell me, girl, what is it that you desire most?
Get out of this cave with Kahu?
The darkness
you-
starts spreading. It's like a shadow forming out of the waterfall, starting to create center around you. And you can see two dark red eyes, similar to what Zachary and Ananias have explained to you as what they've seen, especially Zachary in the last encounter that he had.
Why? Look, I don't deserve to have anything. I just want to help and get out of here. If you're the one who did all of that to those druids up there, I don't want any part of that. That's awful.
Oh, that was not me. I would not waste potential. I lie? No. You doubt yourself, girl. Yet you are special, aren't you? Royalty. Long lost to the ages. I can sense the doubt in your heart. What is it that you desire?
But I told you, I don't want any of this. I don't want to be special. I don't want to be here. I just want to do my small part and just travel around in peace.
The darkness begins to spread, filling up like a fog up to your waist. And you start hearing whispers surround you. It almost gets confusing at which direction it's speaking of. And all of a sudden you feel and see this fog almost come through you, pass through you, and then stand in front of you, looking at you, almost like a face forming, looking at you with intrigue. Thought it might be a love, unrequited, that you require. But no. I sense what you desire most. It's death. To be free from this banishment. To be free from the Kingslayer. Is that what you want? I can give you that.
I want you to go away. You're not going to get to me. I might carry scars, but I'm not going to turn that into darkness. And I'm going to have the sword. Can I move?
Yeah.
Okay. And feeling... Yeah, just have my sword, and I'm just going to try to, like, slash.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Roll me attack roll.
Okay. Ugh, that's not great. 10.
10. All right. You swing out. You have the sword, right?
Yeah.
You swing out, slashing through kind of this fog, and it seems to go right through, not affecting anything. As he kind of whispers, and fine, then I'll give you the death you deserve anyway. And you see it start launching out, forming these claws that begin to reach out to you. Kahu, all of a sudden, suddenly, as you're focusing on this, you can see through the fog a beam of moonlight. And all of a sudden, as the fog appears, you can see Meikai, sword out with claws coming down to strike at her. What do you do?
Your darkness seems to be getting dispersed by a little bit of light, my friend.
You feel a sense of rising water come from you. All of a sudden, you can see water pushing away the fog at your feet. Do you go with it?
Is our conversation over, or are you
At the
still willing to
moment,
talk?
at the moment, there's no darkness where you're at. It's kind of
Okay.
You see suddenly, almost like 20 feet away, parting through the fog, that darkness appearing and attacking Meikai in this moment.
So I'm feeling something rising at my feet.
Mm-hmm. You kind of feel something surging you forward, so to say. If you allow it.
Do I feel I have the ability to place a wall between Meikai and the thing attacking her?
Something along those lines, yeah.
If I feel that, I'm gonna try it.
You feel the water all of a sudden surging up in you, this instinct to protect, to defend. As almost suddenly you feel almost like a wave crashing over you. The foam, the water, almost like a tsunami. And instantly you feel yourself in the water. And all of a sudden, in a blink's eye, like a wave crashing across the ground, you're suddenly there in front of Meikai as the slashes come down and slash across your back, defending her. As you're standing right there in front of Meikai, looking directly at her. You take... Are they stuck together? Take 5 points of slashing damage. And all of a sudden, both of you see each other, and then you're back in darkness again. And you're alone. Isolated. What do you guys do?
Yahoo!
Do I sense her at all? Within 10 feet of me?
You did. And within that blur, you feel the pain. And as you look out again, almost for instance, you could see her face and you could hear her calling out to you. And then just like that, as if you were teleported somewhere else, you don't sense her again.
That was just uncalled for.
You're both reaching out, looking around, unable to find either one of each other. You're looking around, and you don't even seem to be in this cave any longer. It's just fog and darkness. You can see your hand, and you look forward, and you see a young boy walk forward.
Take like a step back, but kind of look down towards the young boy.
Big bro? It's Maleko.
Do I see anything else around me?
Just you and him, just in this like void of shadow. Your youngest brother. He looks scared, confused, looking at you.
Does this seem real?
Are you saying this out loud, or are you just asking me?
I'm asking DM in my mind as Kahu.
Roll me an insight check.
Being surrounded by shadow kind of has me on edge.
Probably.
Oh, all the siblings, Mark, all the siblings.
17.
17. You wonder if this is real in front of you. And you get the sense that there's no way he can be here physically. And you reach out with your mental connection. Something you do familiar, like as a family. And all of a sudden you connect with him. Oh? What's happening?
Maleko,
Why can't I see you? Where are you?
where are you?
I'm at home, I think. I was sleeping.
That's the last thing you remember.
Yeah, there was a thunderstorm and I think I was having like a nightmare. What are you doing here?
I'll walk towards him and kind of give him the forehead touch.
He pushes you back. He puts his hand on your shoulder, on your chest. What? I don't think I can do that, Kaho.
And why not?
I've been hearing that you dishonored us. When we got home, they told me everything that you had done.
I suppose it needed to be said.
Why did you dishonor us?
You're still young, Maleko.
Damn it, dude. Sorry. I don't care what they say.
Dishon.
I miss you. And he jumps forward and hugs you, but then disappears in shadow. And you just hear. And behind you. How could you accept the title of chieftain after what you have done? You bring us shame, brother. You turn around and you see Kamale.
Brother.
I'll never forgive you, brother.
There are
She
two sides to this coin.
She chose to return to war instead of staying with me because of you. Her blood is on your soul.
Do you think I don't know that?
You'll never be my chieftain. And with that, and behind you, you hear your older sister. I don't know how to say this. Akika?
That works.
This is close enough. The one that was supposed to be chieftain, your oldest sister, the one that was embarrassed beyond measure in front of all the tribes of the Kalashtar Goliath during the choosing, during your episode 0. She looks at you with this disdain, this hatred in her heart. I shall take back what is rightfully mine. You have torn this family apart and dishonored our tribe. For the sake of our future, you must not live.
Perhaps it's time for things to change.
Not yet. And she launches out and goes to attack you with a spear. Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
You only take 2 points of damage, but the emotional gravity of your sister striking out at you does more as all of a sudden she disappears in shadow.
I was gonna ask if I could try to grab her in a hug.
She disappears. I am just showing you the truth. Windows into what they feel on their heart. I can
Do you
make
know what I
them
feel in my heart?
Do tell.
If you don't know my heart, then how do you know theirs?
I see through you. You pretend to be something you're not. You're more like me than you. We were blessed. Not. You think you can run away from your destiny? You could try.
You think I'm running now? I'm the one trying to talk to you. And you come at me scheming, running, attacking from angles, unseen. You act as though I have not wept the tears. You act as though I have not pulled myself through the mud. You act as though I have not tried to heal my broken heart. And though it is still broken and there's still an empty void there, that empty void means I know darkness. I know depths. I know the emptiness. So again, I ask you, if you do not know my heart, then how do you claim to know the hearts of my family?
I hear their deepest cries of pain, betrayal, the brother. Honorable chieftain who brings them dishonor among the other tribe. So be it then. Your heart is too great. Then strike me down. Prove it.
Can I step up to him?
See a little bit of a forming of a face, eyes, a sharp, kind of almost like a facial feature, but it's obscured. But there seems to be some sort of form before you in the shadow.
Can I gently put my hand on his shoulder? I'm trying to leave it in the cloudy area then.
Sure. You see a confused look, if anything, from eyes and fog.
Tell me. I'm seeking for how I save myself, but how do we also save you?
I don't need saving, boy. I have exactly what I have always wanted.
And yet you feel as though you are missing something.
I want to offer youth. The Chosens have done evil and great atrocities throughout the ages. Together, do great good. Or you choose to be against me. Maybe your brother will be the first to die.
I think you're right that great good can be done. But again, I do not know what it is you seek. You say I have everything I need, and yet you try to convince me of what? To be your chosen. Why? Because it is something you have not had.
So you simply want to be normal? Without? You feel a strength, a calming. You've stood calm in the presence of darkness before you. And you feel in your hand the spear. It's both strong yet purifying.
Maya believed in me. That is the strength that pushes me forward. Do I want to not be something special? The answer is yes. But I won't take that path.
What will you do?
I will find a way to change fate. For you and for I.
You notice with your kind of 10-foot awareness that there's a shard forming behind him, almost again trying to scheme and hide it from you, that is all of a sudden launched and begins to look like it's about to come out through him to try and strike out at you. Kind of see his face contorting into this anger. What do you do?
I'm gonna step into him and hug him, even though he's gonna impale me.
All right. We'll come back to that. Makai, let me jump over to you. You're lost in this darkness. The thoughts emanating through your mind of what he was saying, and the years gone, the many different times of gossip, and you can hear them as whispers. Look at her, she's been silvered. Murder. are in the town square, looking around, and it's dark, and the sky is filled with a shadow, and the mist is still here. But you look around, you can still see the wooden buildings of Hanazuka. Purple trees, their leaves now fading and falling. All the townsfolk looking at you in horror and gasping. As you hold a sword at your side dripping in blood. And a body that lays in front. So what is it, girl? I can change your past. Wipe away everything that has happened. You want him back? Or rather, do you want the death that you so desperately seek? Maybe you want to be.
No. If not even clerics or magic can bring him back, then what says that you can? Anyways.
I can.
And you see the shadow swirling into the dead man's body. And you see breath coming to him. The crying woman over him, looking in shock and awe as she almost falls over backwards. Blood and cuts on her arms as she crawls backwards away from him. His wounds forming, he stands, a tiefling before you, dark-skinned, dark hair. Makai? He reaches out his hand to you.
I'm gonna take a step back.
We can be together. I love you. He steps forward. One
Step back.
Another step forward.
No.
You take another step back, and you bump into someone, and you turn around, and you see Sir Carr.
Kingslayer.
You deserve to die. Love it to be at my hands. You see him just putting his hands up on his little quarterstaff that he has. But his eyes are all dark.
What's the point of playing all these mind games? Do you think this is convincing? It's not.
Alana now shows up next to you, the Queen of Organia. You think you can rise up and be queen? You are Kingslayer. You bring dishonor to all of us. What do you do?
I think I'm just gonna kneel down and hold my head in my hands and just let out a cry.
You let out a cry and you hear his voice. Let me comfort you, my dear. And if you're looking, are you looking or are you still holding your eyes?
Starting to look up.
You start to look up, and the man who had previously died and is back to life is lifting his hands up, and crawling up from the ground, crawling out of the ground, are 4 undead tieflings, skeletons, all women. You get the idea, these might be the 4 that were chosen to come to the Centaurium before you. It's death that you want. It's death that I can give. And all of them will launch out at you to attack you. What do you do?
I don't want to go out like this. And I'll jump back to my feet and have my sword ready.
Are you attacking?
Yeah.
Roll
I
me
think I
attack.
will. Okay. 12.
12. You slash out at the nearest tiefling undead that's launching out at you, and it disappears in a shadow. And all of a sudden, you feel two large hands wrap around you in a hug as your sword plunges deep. But it slides off Kahu and just nicks him. Kahu, you are now hugging Meikai. What do you guys do?
Just screaming. Just frustrated.
You're gonna hear in your mind, I'm here. I'm here. We're in this together.
How do I know that you're not the shadow too?
I step back. The shadow's blood for you thus far.
You notice the blood's dripping from the same exact spot that your mortal hit went into. But he doesn't seem like bleeding like the same, but it's the same spot.
I'm so sorry.
I'll live. Keep your wits about you. This isn't over yet.
As all of a sudden the shadow separates you once more. This time, however, you almost feel pulled and like a tug of war between shadow trying to take you apart and some sort of bond and connection that was formed. Kahu. No, we'll go to Meikai. Meikai, you stumble out of this shadow and stumble to the cavern floor again. As you're looking around, and before you, you can see the cavern around you, the stalagmite, still dripping that water and darkness. And it's a much larger cavern this time. But before you, you can see a small pool, almost, of water. It seems to go deep down. Has a few lily pads on it. And a wisteria tree that overhangs it. And there's a beam of moon that seems to cascade in from some sort of broken opening in the cavern wall. You just feel this sense of calm overcome. A reflection of light can be just as illuminating as the source. Let yourself shine. Doubt yourself no longer. I have chosen you, my child. Your heart, your love, save many that would normally wilt and wither away. And all of a sudden, forming out of this moon beam, you see a little bit of a pillar that holds like a basin, stone basin with water that's reflecting the moonlight off of it. And above it are two orbs. Just little moon orbs that are just hanging there. Do you walk up towards it?
Yes, but warily.
You feel this overwhelming sense of calm compared to the shadow of isolation and fear and shame and guilt that overcame you. There's this welcoming draw, and it reminds you of when you play your music and get lost in that moment. You look at the two, and one orb is radiating strength and power. It feels very offensive. And the second one is very calming. And you can actually hear that melodic harmony coming from it, and it gives you peace and calm about you. And you feel this urge, this choice that was put before you. Feel like everything up in your life was leading to this moment.
More choices.
Everything in life is a choice. Nothing is forced upon.
There's no more right than the other.
And clarifying, are you asking about the orbs between the two?
Yeah.
You hear just a small little chuckle. They are both the same. It's how you feel you want to be as a chosen. Choose your path.
So you said one felt like strength, but the other felt just calm?
Yeah, one felt like strength, like something very offensive, maybe an attack of sorts. The other one feels very calming and inspiring. Maybe something that would be a little bit more
defensive.
of a buff than an offensive thing.
But why me? I mean, I
have chosen you. I see your heart for what it is. Trust in my choice until you can see it for yourself. And you look in and you see yourself reflected in the basin, but you're radiating light and inspiration. You suddenly see yourself not how you see yourself, but how others see yourself.
Then I want to help. I want to be a calm in the storms and be the person that they wanted to be. The leader I wanted to be, which was inspiring. And I'll reach out to the calmer one.
Perfect. You grab that and the other one fades and disappears, and you feel yourself bathed in this warm light, inspiring. You feel this melodic music just echo out from you. And you feel both unfrightened in whatever's possibly to come. And you also gain 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
I'll go over the mechanics of it later.
Okay.
But as you grab this orb and it kind of disappears and seems to meld in with you, the light kind of fading, you look into the basin and there is a glowing circular weapon. Seems to be like circle with like a handle down the middle. And it has purple edges on it and ornate moon writings on it that resemble the moon affinity. Seems cracked though, almost like in 2 pieces.
Can I reach for it?
Sure. You reach for it and grab it? As you grab it, the light now emanates and reforms this circular dagger type thing. Then you realize it's actually 2 that are connected, and you can disconnect them and have one in each hand. And they seem to start glowing with this purple illumination right on the edge. Seems very reminiscent to your Midnight's Kiss.
Yeah.
As suddenly, we jump back to Kahu. Kahu, you're standing there hugging Meikai, giving her the inspiration, when suddenly another whoosh of that shadow overcame you, and you felt yourself falling. But this time, it was no longer falling in darkness, but something familiar. The music always changes perfectly. You fall into some sort of pool of water. You're underneath the sea. And just look up and see light upwards. You're just floating, calm, an endless sea around you. For the first time that you've been here, it feels like home. Like all the times where you've been fighting or looking for fish and hunting. You always had these moments of peace, but they were temporary. And this feels permanent. Feels an extension of you.
You are the embodiment of water. Calm, shifting, comforting. Yet when filled with rage, can be the most powerful on the... Bring comfort. Bring life. Bring protection to my people.
You can feel this voice emanating in your mind around you.
Be my chosen Kalraji. I have grabbed you from beyond the veil of death, so you can rise, defeat darkness.
Is the purpose to destroy?
It can be, or just as water, could be to bring purification, redemption, life.
Why are we chosen?
You are chosen because we can no longer protect the people that we care for. We are beyond sacrificing ourselves to hold back a greater evil, darkness that we don't wish upon any.
Yet it bleeds here.
Darkness still bleeds.
You look around, you can see the tendrils now in the water, attempting to try and get to you, but held at bay.
Like poison in water. But you have a choice.
And same as Meikai, with the light cascading from above, you see these swirls and orbs of water forming. There's these two orbs.
If you choose to be my chosen, then choose the path that you will take to be.
And in the first one, you feel a similar cascading water shield. Feels protective, feels shielding. You get the idea, it's very similar to probably something you just did. Or in the second one, you feel it's strong. It's whereas water can be calm and protective, it can also be manipulative and fierce in battle. And this one feels like a whirlpool, like you can manipulate the tide or the direction in battle with this. Like you can manipulate the battlefield.
The world doesn't stand with the chosen as they once did.
Darkness has poisoned even the just of heart. Change that.
I feel they seek to turn on us, knowing as soon as who we are.
They will. But be the light, be the inspiration, be examples of hope they could turn to. You have already begun to do that here, have you not? Change men's hearts of how they see you.
But I wonder, would it be harder having your mantle on me?
You may choose to walk away. It'll be easier. But you will not do nearly as much good without it. There is strength in the union, trust that you have formed already, your friends. Only united will the Chosens conquer darkness. Just as they've failed many times in the past because they have walked their separate paths.
Have they always walked their separate paths?
Not always. The Chosens, just like us, can be corrupted by darkness just like anybody else. If we let them.
Have you been corrupted by darkness before?
I have not. But, just as it stood before you, it stood before me. I have seen those close to me wilt and wither away, corrupting it. You stand before darkness and empathize. That is why I choose you.
It's only because darkness belongs in all of us, to some degree or another. If I cannot understand that and face it, then how can we ever truly overcome it? I'll take up your mantle.
True.
What were the two items again?
So you look at the two swirling orbs. One feels calm and protective, very much like a shield, very much like what you did with Makai. Some sort of ability to jump in front of an attack to shield someone. And the second one feels very fierce, like the strong power of water in a tide. You feel like you can manipulate the tide or a direction in battle with this. I feel like you can manipulate positions on a battlefield with this.
The only thing is I find both these quite useful. Did you say you can only choose one?
For now, my power can only offer you one. As you grow in strength,
There might be more that you can choose from.
To an extent, yeah.
I'll seek to protect until I know where I must strike.
So be it.
And the orb centers around you, and you feel this mantle, this cape of water surround you.
I am proud of you, my son. Weather the storm. To do great good.
And with that, a glimmer of light appears, almost shimmering like a metallic bait on a fishing hook in front of you, as all of a sudden, forming out of the water, a silver trident appears to you. Tribal writings of your home written in bone and wood all along the handle. And it seems to be cracked in a few spots. But at the end, the 3 points are all 3 of purple stone, have a metallic edge to it.
I know you like spears. Maybe 3 instead of 1.
You take it?
Not really my style. But I think it'll still be useful.
You feel offended. No, I'm just kidding.
Fine, I'll take it back.
You grab it and you feel... It feels good. It feels right in your hands. It feels balanced. It's different than your style. And you look up and you can hear this beautiful melodic music. The same as what Meikai played just before all of this began. Calling to you from up above in the water, a beam of moonlight hitting down in this small opening where you're at.
I see a beam of light where Meikai is at.
You see a beam of light, and you hear the music emanating from that direction.
I'm gonna begin moving that way.
Meikai, you standing there, this music emanating from this orb. All of a sudden, Kaharanji just splashes out of the water, his hair just flowing in the moon and the sea.
Not yet. That's Dealey.
But
That's
yes.
Dealey's reaction.
But yes, he breaks the surface, and Kaho, you can now see Meikai shocked and probably wondering what's going on, standing before some sort of basin as you are in this pool on the edge of where you can climb out of a cavern.
Wahoo! I'll run over to him.
You okay, Meikai?
I think so. You got the new weapon too.
Seems quite similar to what happened to the others.
Yeah.
I think things are going to be accelerating on us.
I don't want it to. But I'll go with it.
I think we're going to need each other.
Yeah.
Together, you are stronger than apart. And you look behind you, and well, Kyle, you can see in front of you, almost forming in a moon into this water formation, 2 people. Meikai, you turn around and you see an elvish man with a flowing white robe, white hair, and teal skin, elvish ears. He has symbols of the moon on him. In Kaho, you can see a human woman who seems to have different aspects of a blue robe, but different. It's hard to describe. Like, it looks like it's seaweed and shells, but it's almost like incorporated finely into this very nice blue robe that seems to like flow out around her. It almost seems to just like float in the water as if she's underwater. Dark brown hair that falls kind of on each shoulder. So, you are the new Chosens.
I don't think we've met before.
No, we have not.
Sid,
You apparently know who we are. I ask your own names.
yeah.
And the elvish man just kind of laughs.
Oh, we gave up our names many lunar cycles ago.
And they all kind of they walk up towards you a little bit and kind of sit down on a rock, like about 10 feet away from you. They seem to be smiling and cheerfully looking at you.
Sit down cross-legged on the ground.
Just standing by him. Probably the same height because he's tall.
We were the first chosen.
Long before have we accepted the path that you now take. I sense a special connection. Not only between the four of you, but between you two.
Look at Kahu like, what?
There's trust there. You see the elvish man pipe up and he goes, the affinities have pairings as well. Does not the moon and the waters pull and push together? As they both work together to bring the tides to the land?
Yeah.
I've seen this.
So now must the two of you work together to free this place from the poison of darkness that betrays it.
So then our friends are the other two? Like they were saying?
They are other Chosens, yes. But you know this. They've had their own journey. Presented to this path by the other Chosens. We welcome every new generation of Chosens.
What happened to the last ones?
There's sadness on both of their faces. They did not stay to the path. They did not trust each other. United is the only way you can come out of this. United is the only way that you will defeat darkness. Apart, you will crumble. Too many times have we seen darkness rise and corrupt those of the Chosens. Every time that a Chosen falls to darkness, the darkness only grows stronger. And the generations that the Chosens are successful are years and decades of peace that push the darkness away, that those of the land can live harmony for that much longer.
But why does it keep repeating?
What can we do to make it stop?
See them look at each other. A little smirk. The man, the elvish man. I have hoped that you have the abilities to make that happen. But those are answers that you will have to find along on your journey. We cannot tell you what path you must take. There are hearts that you must sway back to the light.
Can you at least bring to us the paths we should not take? The paths that have left to failure.
Shifts back over to the woman, human woman. You will know what paths to take when you do them together. Choose to divide. Choose your own selfish reasons beyond the greater good. And that will be the path that will lead to darkness and corruption. We've seen it happen before. But you have free will. It is the greatest gift the Ancient One has ever given any of us. That's what gives us the power to be the Chosens, to choose this path. We do not force it upon anyone.
I don't really know what to say or ask or...
There's a lot happening right now.
It is quite overwhelming, I'm sure.
But what if we didn't want this? Then the darkness will just come over? I mean, what if Anais and Zach...
You didn't have to choose this path. You can walk away now. Give up everything that's been given to you. But no, we all have choices. There are those, we've seen your future. There's so many that will be helped. And that will be saved because of you. You walk away now. There will be those that suffer. Many more that might die. The darkness is unrelenting. But you're not the only ones who might have walked away.
I'll stand up. I need to think on this before we have time to think too much. There's other people here who I think still need help.
Mm-hmm.
You can have your first test of being a chosen. And you look behind them and you can now see 5 more bodies that are laying there before another pool. But this pool is dark and bubbling over in this shadow. Slay the beast. Free it from the poison. Save the people. You can do it together.
Right.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna begin walking towards that pool.
Follow.
As you both epically badass start walking slow motion, you notice the weapons in your hand start glowing. Makai, with this weapon, you look down and you start to get a sense now that you're a little bit more comfortable in your hands that they are daggers, but you feel some sort of mechanism and you feel like you could extend them if you need to, if you desire more of a... Actually, as you're walking, you feel 2 buttons on each edge, and you press them, and all of a sudden, these circular pieces of metal all of a sudden eject into 2 short swords that create into a sword, and you press it again, and then they circle back around.
Guess I didn't need your sword after all.
Kahu, as you're walking, you kind of hold up, examining the trident, and you notice that it can twist. You twist it?
Yeah.
All of a
Pop it.
sudden, forming from the orange glow, or the purple glow, the trident switches into a spear, then into a glaive, and into a quarterstaff. And switch it to any style of two-handed, quarterstaff style weapon that you want.
Switch it to a spear.
There we go.
That
And
feels right.
favorite,
That feels
favorite
right.
As you guys are
Oh, I missed you,
walking,
my old friend.
as you're walking forward, both just nod at you and fade away as you walk through them, walking ever closer to this rumbling darkness. And you hear that voice return.
So be it. You don't choose me. Then die to the beasts that I send you away.
And climbing out of the pool, like oozing out of dark shadow, you see one leg and a second leg and this monstrous head of a beast. But, huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, as I see this thing calling out, can I begin to grow and expand and become large
Oh yeah.
as
you
I'm
can.
walking towards it?
Yes, sir. Level 3, baby. Let's go. You activate your. Where do you have a rune on you?
That's my giant's might.
Hmm.
As a bonus action, if I'm smaller than large, I can become large. Anything I'm wearing also becomes large.
So a rune of the water affinity starts glowing on this weapon you have. You twist it, slowly start growing larger, and you feel stronger. Mega?
I am kind of feeling, I guess, inspired-ish, and I want to cast Searing Smite because it lasts for a minute
Perfect.
and it adds on. As long as I'm reading this, it says concentration.
Yeah.
So
It stays on until you hit something with an attack.
yeah.
Or you
Yeah.
lose concentration, yep. So you
Yeah.
cast Searing Smite. The daggers in your arm and your hands start glowing that purple, but your hands start glowing with this moonlight water with as well.
Mhm.
And I forgot to mention earlier, when you heard the melodic music and you came up to find Meikai, you also cannot be frightened, and you have 5 extra temporary hit points. Thanks to Meikai from earlier. You walk up towards this growing, preparing for battle as this beast grows out. You now notice that its eyes have been scratched out and are bloodied. It looks like the druids maybe have somehow gotten and damaged its eyes a little bit. But then you see a second and a third, or a third and a fourth leg come out as it's pushing itself out of this water, and a fifth and a sixth as this giant lizard-like behemoth starts crawling out. So you see a giant-ass basilisk climbing out of the water, a shadowed tentacles, or like shadowed oil like off of its veins and stuff, and a large tail. As we go to break, as both of you stand there ready for battle, we will start up initiative as we get back. Welcome to the 2 next chosens. Super excited. Amazing RP, both of you guys. Both of you get inspiration going into the next fight. So
Ooh.
go ahead and mark that down. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll I know we're doing a little early, but we'll come back at about 9:20. How's that? About 8 minutes. So go ahead, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, head to the bathroom. We'll come back to our epic little battle here with our fresh level 3 chosens that have just get to show off what they have. So be right back. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in a second.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, hello. Hopefully you enjoyed your break. Eating peanut butter bars like me and having to come back late because I didn't realize how much they took to get back to talking abilities. But we jump back into Fates United as both of our representatives, Meikai, Kaharanji, discover that they are chosens, temporarily choosing their path to become awakened. Stepping forward, protecting, stepping over the bodies of the owl folk, or no, the owl druid folk that had come down here to try and slay this beast and rid the water temple of the poisonous darkness that's plaguing it. Rising out of the darkness, a large six-legged basilisk beast erupts from it. You guys both for a second feel this tenseness of your muscles, but you notice its eyes have been gouged. So luckily, there's not going to be a full petrification mechanic going on, but there will be a mechanic going on if you don't avert your eyes. So there is still something happening as you feel this like tenseness as it starts to come out. All right, chosens. I need you to roll me initiative.
Okay. 20.
20.
So 22.
13.
All right. Basilisk rolled a 18. You said 13?
Yes.
Okay. Waiting for the music. It's gonna be epic.
There we go. As the shadow rises, filling up the cavern.
Both of you standing there, you give one nod to each other and look forward, steeling yourself with courage, feeling blessed, enlightened, unfrightened by the surge of moon and water as you guys feel the affinities blessing you with powers to rise up and defeat the darkness. Again, the basilisk rises out. Meikai, what are you gonna do? You're up first.
Running up to it. I'm not eye level, right?
You're like underneath it. But
Yeah.
at the start of your turn, you have to let me know, are you averting your eyes or are you risking whatever this sort of like tensing aura that it's giving off as it's trying to find its prey?
Well, I'm not looking at its face. I'm looking at the spot where I'm gonna hit it.
So it's kind of in your peripherals. You get one of two choices. You can either try and hit the spot or you can look away and avert your eyes, but you'll have disadvantage on your attacks. It's up to you.
I don't want disadvantage.
Okay. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throws. You're not really looking at its face, but where you're trying to hit, but it kind of roars down its head, and out of your peripherals, you can kind of see this bloodied eyeball, yellow, trying to look at you. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
18?
18. You feel your muscles tense up for a second, slow you down, and you're just able to shake it off. You seem fine this round. You go ahead in with your attacks at not at disadvantage.
Cool. Just making sure, because I can hit with an unarmed strike and then hit again, yes?
Mm-hmm.
With a weapon. Okay, sorry. I'm still trying to learn.
Can't you... So you have two weapons at the moment. Strike. Can't you do weapon anyway? Or is it Monk allowing you to do her ability
I think
unarmed?
Monk is technically unarmed strike.
Okay.
Yeah.
If she does just the weapon, I don't think she gets to add her
the damage.
mod
Okay.
to the damage.
Gotcha. So if you want, you can connect the weapon again and use it in one hand if you'd like.
Yeah, the thing's still
like a
activate.
longsword, you're thinking, or
just as the one thing, the initial moon.
I forgot what they're
thing.
called, but the little Xena like.
It's called. It's a chakram.
Chakram. That's it. Yep.
Chakram. So yeah, so then I have that in one hand and wielding it. So
go for it.
Yeah, the first one is then a. So it's still a D. No, these don't count, right? So what's the damage? Does this count as a dagger then? Or is it a D4?
Whatever.
Counting-
Yes, it's a D4 at the moment.
Okay. Just
Whatever your
making sure.
whatever
Okay.
your monk weapon allows you to do at the moment. I think it's
Yeah.
just a D4, right?
Yeah. That's a 17 to hit.
17 to hit. As
Uh-huh.
you see Kaho, you start rising, growing in strength. As all of a sudden you see Meikai swiftly jumping, like darting back and forth, anime style running. Her robes flowing behind her, moonlight cascading upon you as you jump up and you go in for one attack. The purple metallic edge shining and almost shimmering as like this little like faded light that's coming
Ooh.
off of it. As you strike through, you definitely hit. Go to roll me damage.
Yeah. So that's the initial, just the dagger, because I have to roll for all my other.
Right.
This is 5. And then
So dagger would be D4.
right. So that's 5 total.
Okay.
Because it was a 3 plus 2 is 5.
And then you're
And
adding the 2d6, right?
Yep, which is 12.
So as she was running up, she was casting Searing Smite. As all of a sudden the white beam, as you hit, explodes out in almost like this moon beam of damage as well. How much was that again for the 2d6?
12.
12? Nice. Max damage.
Yeah. Well, no, because it was the well, it's 3d6.
What's the third one for? Or is it just 3 at that level?
Oh, is it just 2?
Just 2.
Let me re-roll that. Let me re-roll that.
No worries, you're good.
I don't know why it was
2d6,
3.
but it has to make a con saving throw. Otherwise, it
does.
starts taking a d6 each turn.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's why I was
That is that
confused.
what it's saying.
Okay, that, however, is 9.
9.
9.
It also rolled a 9 on its constitution. As you're swiping through, you see all of a sudden a burst of flame, of this white flame, come out from its wound. It seems to be lit at the moment.
Oh, sweet.
It repeats its saving throw on each one of its turns.
At the beginning of each of its turns. So if that was the beginning of its turn, then she gets to roll the d6.
Then I'll do it.
And each turn, you get to roll again.
Okay, cool. All right, so this was your turn. As you hit it, you trying to strike out at it again?
Yep, and then I'll punch it. Monk
Perfect.
punch.
You slash down, whip around, and go in for a unarmed strike.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
No.
20.
21, sorry.
21
Yeah.
hits.
Okay. And then that's a d4 as well, and that's 3 points.
3 points. You
Yep.
get the feeling as you punch it that its thick hide seems to take some of this damage. Seems to be slightly resistant. Whereas your other weapon seemed to be magical and kind of slashed through whatever resistance it had.
Okay.
I'll still give you 2 points for that one.
Yep.
All right.
Sounds good.
So it is standing at you. Kind of standing over you, like trying to snipe down at you. You doing anything else?
Nope. That is all I can do.
All right, you stand
moment.
there, your hair and robes kind of coming to a pause as you finally come to a stop, readying yourself for its attacks in your next round. It is now the basilisk's turn. It steps out and still kind of begins to clamber forward, going on the other side of you, separating you from Kahu.
How
But
far away is it from me?
at this point, it's only about 10 feet, 15 feet, depending on what you want, theater of the mind wise. You guys had kind of come up to this pool that it was coming out of and readying itself, so. But it looks around and having you only in range at the moment, it tries to launch down at you and tries to bite at you, Meikai.
Ooh, my AC's up too.
Every time I roll in battle, I do shitty. That's a 12. No. As you swiftly jump out of the way, as it bites down, crunching of just different bones and things that were left in its teeth flying out. That is its turn. Yeah. Kahu is up to you.
So if I am within 10 feet of it, it means I can feel it within the presence of my blind sight.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And if I feel that it ended its turn there, I am going. Do I DM question for the DM? Do I
Sure.
technically have my runes at this time, or do I need to?
No, I'd say at this point,
Okay.
for the sake of this battle, you're gonna have it.
I want to use my reaction then to make a wisdom saving throw.
You do only get to choose 2 of them, I think, right? At this time.
Correct.
Okay. So this is one of the 2 that you're choosing currently.
Yes.
I think every morning
Yes.
you get to change them, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I know exactly what you're doing because I love this move. At the end of its turn, or you try and activate a rune. This time it's on coming out of your tattoo. A symbol of the water there seems to glow. As it looks over at you, what does that have to do? Wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
All of a sudden, it's used to giving out an aura. It all of a sudden feels an aura coming back. That is an 18 on the die for a
Save.
17. So it saves. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a nice
good
try
roll.
though. That would have really helped you guys. Awesome, but it's still your turn. That was the end of its turn.
Do I see where Makai is at?
You can.
It's like right in front of the beast, right?
Yeah,
like I
you can kind of see her feet like on the opposite side of the beast, right at the edge of the water. She's kind of had to jump back from it.
All right. I'm going to step up behind it, and I'm not going to be staring at it because
So
I can use my blind sight to.
just to clarify, so if Maikai's on the other side of it, so you're kind of like
Yeah.
it's facing this way.
Yeah.
So you want to step behind it. You're not going to get flanking. You just want to. Are you trying to get flanking or not?
I'm trying to get flanking.
Okay. So where you're at now is where flanking would be.
Okay, so I just got to step up and.
Sure. Kind of step to the
Send a
back
thrust
side of
at
it,
it.
still staying on like the opposite side, as it's focused on Meikai at the moment. I figured that's what
Yeah.
you're doing. I just wanted to make sure.
That is.
I love orange peel chocolate. I work for a company called Orange Peel, so it's really funny.
That is
we
a
have those all the time.
17, 18 to hit. That is an 18 to hit.
18. You swing, twirl the spear with the carvings of your home. You feel the surging tide of your tribe behind you as you come crashing down. That does hit. Roll me a damage. Oh.
13 damage.
Beginning of your turn. I'm sorry. Were you averting your gaze or not?
I was, because I have blind sight.
Oh.
I have no reason to not avert my gaze. I can sense within 10 feet of me, so I'm just going to step forward and be like, oh, there's Makai there.
So yeah,
Bam!
you wouldn't get disadvantage because you have blind sight.
Yeah.
That sucks. All right. Cool. You feel your muscles tense for a second, but you can easily shift it off and you can feel the presence without having to look. Whatever. How much damage do you take?
That's 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. Dang, all right. Okay. Math. All right, perfect. You hit it, plunging deep into the opposite side. You can now see black blood mixing with its own blood of green, starting to ooze out of this wound as you pull back your spear. You do anything else? Hey, throw trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna use action surge. And again,
Action surge. Let's go.
for 21 to hit.
21. You step out and launch yourself back into the same wound. It hits. Roll me damage.
9 points of damage, and I want him to
9?
make a strength saving throw.
That'd be math. I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, on a piece of paper today.
And it also takes another 6 points of fire damage when I hit it with this.
Fire from
Yeah.
From what?
I'm invoking a fiery rune.
Okay. Yeah, because that was your reaction. This would be a bonus action, right? Or is this just a?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is when I hit a creature
Okay.
with a weapon. With
Oh,
an
that's
attack.
true. Yeah. It just goes off. All right. Fine. Strength saving throw. That is a 14.
You made it. He's good.
Really? Okay. How much fire damage?
6 points.
6 points. Okay. Dang. Nice. You see these red chains all of a sudden erupt from the edge of the spear, trying to grapple it. It starts burning into its flesh, but it quickly kind of like snaps out of it, and the chains kind of go flying past you, disapparating into magic. Awesome. It is looking pretty damn rough, y'all. Because you guys are doing so well, the darkness seems to flash. You hear this.
Kill them, my beast.
Takes a legendary action because you guys are kicking its ass. It tries to swipe out at you, Kaho, and it doesn't matter because that's a 9. What's happening? Fine. All right. Whatever, Chosens. Should give it multi-attack. Makai, it's back up to you.
Yeah, so Searing Smite's still up, so that's another.
Once it hits, it goes
It's
off.
just okay.
If
So
I'm
you've hit
unless
it,
unless it's different.
So it's off of you, but it's on the basilisk.
It's on
now.
him. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I don't add that D6
Correct.
again. Those 2D6. It's just his next
Unless
turn.
the monk one's different. As I know, Searing Smite is for a paladin. Okay. So,
Yeah, so
does it take the damage
it's
at the
not a
beginning of its turn?
Monk.
It's a tiefling
It,
thing,
it
right?
takes
Yeah.
it's a tiefling
Gotcha,
thing.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just when on each of its turns. Start
Okay.
of each of its turn. It'll take one.
And
Okay,
then,
so that
then it what? It saves at the end of its turn? When does it
yeah,
save?
so he has to keep rolling. It has to okay. Start of its turn it has to roll a con save, and if it fails, then it'll take more damage, but if
Okay.
it's fine, then the spell ends.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just trying to figure out if the damage came first or not.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Well-
It's confusing.
That's a 6, so it takes damage. As
Cool.
the wound starts to burst out again with this moon fire.
Yeah. So while that's happening though, I rolled another 17 to hit.
Would you roll
I
for
think
fire
that's what
damage first?
Oh. I don't know.
Just a d6.
That is a 2.
2. All right. Go ahead and roll as you go in for an attack, right? With your
Yep.
chakram.
So that's another 5 points of damage.
17, right? To hit.
Yeah, 17 to hit.
All right. You
5
hit
points of damage.
as it comes searing across again. This purple, almost like gleam coming off after it because you're so quick with it.
Yep.
It starts growling out in pain and kind of stumbling on one foot.
And I'm gonna use patient defense in anticipation of getting hit using a key point.
Y'all about to get a perfect score. Overkill. All right. The patient defense.
Yep.
Okay.
Patient defense.
In desperation, it just tries to launch out at you. That is at least I actually get one hit in. The natural 20, or patient defense is a disadvantage, right?
Dodge.
Advantage.
It's
Dope monk stuff.
Monks, man. You're making my DM-ness quite angry yet proud at the same time. That's all right. 15 to hit on the second one.
Nope, I'm at a 16 right now with my AC bonus because my Kensei weapon.
Cool, man. That's awesome. Rune Knights and Monks. That's great. I love it. No, that's awesome. Guys, you guys are killing it.
Yep, dope monkish.
Yep, dope monk shit. All right, that was its turn. It looks desperate. It looks... normally you would think a creature like this would be crying out like in fear, running away from you guys at this point, but it seems like the surging darkness and it's almost like gaining it, wanting it to lash out in anger again. I do need you to do Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
This is the aversion. I keep on forgetting that.
Well, that's a natural 18 plus
Okay. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
2. Okay.
You again shove off this and be like, you feel the surging power of the Chosens within you, fighting off these ill effects. That was its turn.
Someone likes me.
Bahu, back up to you, buddy.
I'm gonna attack it.
Go ahead. And you guys are flanking, so technically all those are with advantage. So just remember that.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead and see if you get natural
Not
20.
a 20.
Okay.
No, that was less.
17 to hit.
17 to hit. 17 hits. You go in and sliding under you find a good spot. You're now on eyesight level with it, you know, just as tall as it. You lift up your spear up into the bottom side of this beast.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. It had 46. You did 6 points of damage. It has 52 hit points. How do you want to do this?
Hey!
I want to like
Perfect kill.
so as it's like going to like bite down on Meikai, and she's like dodging out of the way. I want to like throw the spear, and, like catch it on one side as it gets off balance. It's not something like as big as it. I want to then like grab it by the tail and step around and try to like slam it into the ground.
Nice. Both of you guys kind of launching it at the same time. You throw the spear, catching it, throwing it to the ground right at the same time as Meikai goes in. It's up in the air, and Meikai, you throw your chakram at it, and it slices through, cutting off its head as he does this. As all of a sudden you see the chakram glance back into your hand again. It is
Ooh.
a returning chakram as well. Same for you,
Sweet.
Kahu. The spear, when you throw it, if you attack, so you can recall it back to you. So, just want to put that out there as well. As you
Nice.
slay this beast crying out in death. But you see the purple and bright light of the white fire start burning away, and it seems to start purifying this beast, eating away at the dark tendrils of poison.
Fine. Choose the weaker side. You've made an enemy today. I promise you, I will be back.
But you hear this voice start fading away, almost as if it has no power in this cavern anymore, echoing away, as the white radiant light now goes deep down into the water. You start seeing burning up the dark oil on the water, almost like burning it off. And you see water temple seems to be pure and safe for the first time in quite some time. What are you guys doing? You turn around and you see the 5 druids laying on the ground.
I'm going to, one still big, take some large strides over to the 5 druids on the ground.
Yeah. I'm just looking at that he's just giant, just kind of like
12 foot tall
taking
Kahu.
that in.
And then I get there as I shrink.
I like it.
Back to normal size.
All right, perfect. You walk back over. Yeah. You,
Mikai, check them, see if they're okay.
Yeah, and I'll go over and check to see if they are alive.
sure. Give me a medicine check.
Cool.
I will assist.
Sure.
Oh,
So,
Well-
are you each doing one, or is she doing an advantage?
I think she just did it at advantage.
Okay, perfect.
advantage. Not that it. I mean, 14.
14? Yeah, it seems like enough. You start picking up that all of them seem to be still alive, though have succumbed to whatever paralyzing effect this thing has done. You do see one druid who seems to have a petrified arm. Seems to be rock. But the rest of them are unconscious, but somewhat stable at the moment.
Do we try to drag them out of here?
Yes. Give me a moment. I'm gonna walk over to the basilisk, and I want to try to skin out a nice big chunk of flesh
Sure.
that I can use as like a drag carpet.
Okay. Nice. I like that. I was thinking a trophy, but yeah, that works too. Go ahead and roll me nature check for Marisha resource gathering.
I want to get some teeth and just get some resources because I figured somebody at the Centaurium might like this, or it might be proved
A proof
useful.
of it, yeah, sure. Go and roll me
Yeah.
a nature check as well.
It is a 4.
It's pretty
Natural
tough
20.
going. You're like slowly trying to do it, but Meikai quickly just like through the jaw and then walks over and she goes, I got this. And then just carves out and kind of cuts the tendrils, the tendons that were kind of like giving you struggle. And you're able to, with her assistance, peel off enough of hide.
I'm putting it in the Discord.
Appreciate it.
You guys hear echoing.
Which
Just
was
go
quite
ahead.
skilled. As I'm dragging the stuff over.
Oh, yeah. This thing cuts really well.
I try to like clean the flesh off a little bit so there's not like sitting
Yeah.
gooiness.
Yeah, there's a little like thing of water, and you've cleaned off hide before from fish. It takes a little bit, but after a couple of minutes, you're able to clean off the hide and create a kind of a makeshift I forget what they're called, but little hammock sort of thing to carry them in. Not hammock. What am I thinking of?
Rope.
Not rope. Like what ambulances?
No. Yeah,
use,
yeah.
but natural
Oh,
version. Anyways.
Stretcher.
journey.
There you go. Stretching.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, you're easily able to do this.
Let's get the one with the arm out first. We gotta be careful with him.
All right. Wait, do these guys feel like they're heavy? Or are they light? Like the
normal.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, one guy, the heavy arm, like his arm's probably a little heavy, but everyone else isn't. They're not stone. They're just their muscles have seized because it
Okay,
seems
well,
that someone had gouged the eyes of this basilisk.
I was wondering because like the rabbit folk, I'm guessing would be like lighter. So I was just wondering if they were like smaller.
If you remember, I keep on saying owl folk. These are actual elvish druids, mountain elves
okay.
that just have like an owl-esque theme to their druidic stuff, and they turn into owls a lot, but they're not owl folk per se.
Okay, it's good. Anais would be triggered by all of this.
She would. You guys,
Help me get him on here carefully.
Yeah.
as you're working, you see the two appear before you again, the elvish man and the human woman. That was quite impressive, you two.
Did you just watch?
Of course. We are unable to directly assist you here. That's why we need to choose new chosens to take our place. You see, like we
Are you
said,
the chosens, or are you are you the ones who do the choosing?
no, we were just the first chosen. The affinities are the ones that choose you. We reach your path. But I see that together lies your strength. There is self-doubt among both of you, but look at what you have accomplished today. You have saved 5 lives who would have otherwise been turned to the darkness, become agents of the darkness against you.
I don't know if they're saved yet.
We need to get them out of here. Can you help guide the way? Or just watch, I suppose?
We can get you help if you need it.
Yes, please.
Do you have any other questions of us? Might be the last time we see each other in quite some time.
Can we only meet you in certain places?
When it's needed. You have to find the strength within yourselves first.
So we don't have the ability to talk with you as we need it.
Unfortunately, no. That's why you have each other.
Is there anything you wanted to tell us?
And the moon elf laughs a little bit. I mean, what else is to tell you that you are chosen? Defeat the darkness.
Don't think I have any other questions for you. Maybe the moon.
Whatever you wish. You'll find
What
the
is-
signs in the elements around you. You feel it within you. The affinities don't always use a voice to speak, but rather signs that will guide you, powers that they instill within you. They entrust that you will decide the right path. There is no right or wrong. There's no black and white. There's the path that you choose before you, diverging in many different directions.
We're not, and I'm gonna actually just like start looking at myself too. There's not like a mark or anything. I mean, do only those who follow the darkness know, or will?
Darkness will be. You see the elvish man attracted to you of sorts. You have grown in strength quite rapidly. There is a darkness that builds that will hunt you down. Prepare yourselves. It might come sooner than you think.
There's no other, like the common person won't be able to tell who we are.
Not right off the bat. But your heroics will spread rumors.
More rumors.
You and I aren't quite so different. You will find your abilities go far beyond the normal person. Your weapons, your magic does give away a certain signature. There will be those that will hope for you to be their chosens, and those that will find you as enemies because of it.
There are more chosens at the Centaurium among there.
That is beyond something we can answer to you now. But you know of 3 others. Trust in them. And then the woman speaks up. The young boy is quite astute. Listen to him. He seems... The one you call Zachary.
Ah,
He seems to, like Kahu, seem to ask the right questions at the right time. And she steps out of the way in a second, and you see a bright moonbeam cascade in from the hole that was up in the cavern wall. And you guys can just hear in the distance, are you guys down there? Mekai? Kahu! Kahu!
we're
We could use
here.
some help.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Are you guys okay?
Yeah.
Well, there's the help that you seek. And they both begin to fade, unless there's anything else you wish.
Nope.
They began to fade for the last time.
Hope to see you again.
And they both walk off. It seems like a really deep fall. Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Can you not just fly down?
Not really. I'm kind of out of those things. I
Just-
healed as many people as I could.
Just
Oh,
stay there.
How high up is it?
25 feet, 30 feet.
I can get up there.
I can help. Want me to throw you up?
Sure.
Bring
You're-
a rope.
You're still in shrunken form, right? You haven't grown.
Not yet, but
Yeah.
I can do it again.
Oh, that's right. You can. Yeah.
And I can also, I mean, my
Love it.
movement is freaking,
Yeah. Straight. You could probably climb up and just do it.
yeah.
So I'm
but
gonna
I'll
grow
get
12 feet and hand you a rope and be like, "Are you ready?"
What? What's happening down there?
Kahu is
Move out of the way.
tall.
Oh, okay.
Mekai.
Yes. You're giant.
You mind if I'm going to toss you?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
You hand her the rope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Hold on.
Alright.
Athletics.
I'm only like
Athletics
112 pounds.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. He can still roll a 1. Athletics roll,
Yep.
please.
That is a 24.
24.
Oh, nice.
One hand shoplifts you. The shot puts you straight up out of the hole as you just come flying out Wonder Woman style. Hair just kind of like falls over backwards as you kind of land on your feet. Okay. What? How'd you do that?
I got thrown.
What?
Kahu threw me.
You see him like looking back over, like, why is he so big?
I don't know.
What happened down there?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, and Mekai, you can see like a tree that's about 15 feet away or so that you could tie off the rope to.
Alright, go tie this to the. Let's go tie this to the tree.
He
Wait,
does
there's some
this. He's
people.
like, I don't have thumbs.
Oh.
I was thinking about that for a good 5 minutes. Now I'm like, you can't tie anything.
Is he wearing clothes?
Yeah, sure.
How do you put your. Okay,
I
I'm
got
gonna
fingers,
go
I
and
just don't have thumbs.
tie.
I got fingers,
Some-
silly.
Some lucky rabbit. Okay.
Kind of like
go
wiggling
and
his
tie it.
nose a little bit. Yeah, so you go over, you quickly tie it pretty securely. I'm not gonna make you roll for that or anything.
Okay.
What are you guys doing? You just them up
Going
one to
down
one,
and
or-
bringing up people. Are you? Wait, can you just throw the people up here?
I can throw up the ones without the broken arm if you're ready to catch them.
you
You
see,
gotta be quick though.
you see one of the elvish folk that seem to like have been woken up by harem start to walk over and he goes, I'd prefer you maybe not toss us. If anything. Is everyone alive down there?
You have a better way to get us out.
No, but can you just pull them up the rope?
Yes. Kahu, can we trade places?
Let me get all the people over here first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So I'll
drag
go-
everything over so it's like
I
close
mean,
to the rope.
you are more than happy to still launch putt them. I mean, it's up to you.
Whoosh, whoosh.
Nah. He asked me not to, so I'm not gonna just start hooking him.
Yeah.
I think he's just worried about him, that's all. The stone arm just cracks and breaks. My bad.
Just glue that back together.
Yeah. But they have any paste. Yeah.
Guys, your thumbs. Yeah.
Um,
For sake of brevity, it's quite easy for
Yeah.
you guys to easily get down there, tie someone up. The Kahu, you pull them up, kind of one by one. Quickly able to get out of here. Mekai, right before you leave, you do notice, right at the edge of the basin, you kind of look around and the basin was gone, the tree's gone, and it's just a pool. But you find a few more of those purple rocks right at the shore. They're kind of like rocks that are filled with like the purple vein inside of it.
I'll collect those, but does it look like it's soil that can handle a tree? Or is that just something I was hallucinating then?
Give me a nature check.
16?
You take
not
a look
bad.
at it. Yeah. You think there's enough soil and ground here that's kind of carved into the wood and is nurtured by this like natural river pond. Yeah, you think a tree would right here.
Kahu. Can you wait for me for a little bit?
I can. I'll wait for you up here.
All right, thank you. I'll go to the basin and I'll take out another one of the little paper seed packet things I made
Mm-hmm.
and do my little planting ritual, sing a little bit, and plant, say a few words, all in Infernal. And
Okay.
then kind of pause for a minute too, just kind of trying to think about what had just happened and concentrate on, I guess, the moon.
What do you do?
I'm just trying to focus on, I'm thinking about that feeling, that calmness and peace, trying to get that as I'm planting and doing my thing.
Sure. You kind of calmly sit and you pull out your instrument.
I do not have that with me.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that I'm like, I have a lot of things that's not
Fair enough.
not to battle, but I do have my little song thing that I sing.
Okay, sure. You start singing it.
Mhm.
As you start singing this melodic song in memory of the seed that you're planting and calling out to the moon, there is another cascade of that moonlight that falls upon the ground where the seed you just planted was.
Okay. And I'll get up and stand there for another few beats, and then
You get the feeling that whatever is going to grow here is going to grow strong and beautiful.
okay. And I'll
Almost
turn
like you're
and go.
self-fulfilling the tree that you saw.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'll turn and go back up.
Sure. You go up, and by the time you get up there, Kaho, you'd seen this, but some of the druids that were awakened kind of walked over to the 5 that you brought up and are casting spells on them and healing them. And one is working on the guy's arm and slowly start seeing it kind of come back to form. He's kind of holding it still tight, but it's turning back to flesh. And Droxa, owl woman that appeared to you before, still bruised and beaten and a slash across her face. She was one of the 5 that were down there. We are forever grateful to you. Thank you for heeding their call. The
Sorry,
affinities have
that's-
chosen you, haven't they?
Seems so.
We prayed they would. Send us help at least. Harem was telling us of a greater darkness, tidings that we've seen as well. Kind of see Harem just kind of like, kind of standing behind. If you really are the chosen, stars in the sky, the wind, the affinities are telling us the great darkness is coming. When that time comes, you can rely on us. We are in your debt.
I have a feeling we'll all need each other in the end.
The mountain spirits are happy. In time, the mountain will flourish again. Will grow stronger than it was before.
I have a feeling we will need the plants that were able to beat back the darkness to help save lives in the future.
We'll plant more Nox root and we'll make it available to you.
I appreciate it.
You can kind of see the the male elf who is kind of like being very protective of Droxa, kind of walking over. We were folly to think that we could slay the beast alone. Many more are going to try and fight dark monsters and be corrupted and swayed by the darkness. You two have the ability, I think, to save a lot of people.
I think we have the ability to be a tool to help. But
Am
have
I
a
here for
feeling-
this? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I have-
Okay.
You had just
I have
gotten
a-
up when she had walked over.
Sorry, John. Sorry.
Am I here? May kind of like snaps out of like her like thoughts.
But yes, I have a feeling that we're all going to need each other if we're going to change the tides.
Well, because of Harem and because of you, maybe we'll be a little bit more open than we have been.
We would not have been here if it were not for Harem.
He's a hero in his own right. I guess.
You did help, Adam.
I guess I did. I did a lot of harm too.
No, you saved way more than you took. And that wasn't even you. You can't be blamed for something that was out of your control like that.
You guys are nice. Not everyone I've met along the way has been as nice as you guys.
I think everybody deserves the kindness.
I agree with Makai on that.
You kind of see him wiggle his nose a little bit.
Unless they prove to not, and then that's a different story, but you're good.
That's fair. Well, I will. Did you say chosen? I don't. What is? What? He's like looking over at Droxa. Droxa just then turns back to you and gives you a wink. They are chosen from the Centaurium to be quite helpful people. Right. Okay. Sure. Well, I guess I'll go back to my people, and you'll always be welcome in my hometown. You can come visit me sometime. I live right below Celestia.
Oh,
You'll need to show us.
you're far away from home.
I am. Kind of miss it.
But
it's
I'm sure
important.
is it easier getting there by flying? I mean, at least.
Oh, well, yeah. So they told me that you guys can just teleport me back. And Trox is kind of in the morning. We'll make sure to bring you back. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that was a long flight.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I definitely cannot.
Don't worry, we have a few that can send you by tree home. What? And kind of the male elf kind of walks him away and starts explaining to him a little bit.
Speaking of, how are we supposed to get back to the Centaurium? I don't even know where we are.
We can bring you back down. We have a few tricks. Did you enjoy the owl form?
It was an
Was-
experience.
It was a rush. I wasn't. I mean, he just did it so suddenly.
Great, let's go. And she grabs you both on your shoulders, and you both are like zoomed into, turned into, owls. This time, so
Silvery.
yeah, you have a silvery owl cloak to you, and a few symbols that loosely in the fur resemble the moon affinity. Whereas Kahu, you have a undertone of light teal and blue, kind of cuffed around different spots, and a symbol right where your tattoo is of the water affinity. You guys start flying again, free above, as you can see the sun, or the moon, cascading through the night sky, breaking from the clouds as the rain stops. You can see lightning now again in the distance, but it's all up in the clouds away over Organia and kind of seems to have quieted down. You slowly make your way, flying back over the mountainside, down the mountainscape. Do a little circle around your home at Centaurium. You can see the tower and the large hall, residence hall. You can see Sir Carr kind of walking back to his room. You can see the boop. You can see the staff
No.
housing, and all of a sudden Droxa starts taking you down. You follow her and kind of come to a land in the garden as she releases the spell. Well, home sweet home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We owe you our debt.
We're in this together.
Mhm.
No debts between each other.
If you need help in the future or vice versa, I'm sure we can get into contact.
Oh, I'm sure if we need help, you'll be the first that we call. And you
If
start
we
hearing.
haven't
Oh, go ahead.
if we have any questions for you, is there a way we can contact? Is there an owl?
And we can come seek us out in the mountains. A nice
Okay.
day hike.
All right.
And you start hearing footsteps, kind of in the distance as it takes off. What are you guys doing out of bed? Where is
Is it-
everybody? Sir Carr is
Sir
kind of
Carr.
walking up towards you.
I could say the same to you.
Ah, midnight snack. I was hungry.
I thought
That's
you
a
were
fair
some
reason to be out of bed.
self-righteous hall monitor.
I
Oh,
can understand wanting food. Do you
he
bring any?
understands. No, there's always
Oh.
some over there. Were you guys snodoodling or something?
What?
Were you guys snodoodling? Making
What
Enjoying
does
out.
it even mean?
It's a phrase we use at home. Whatever, I could care less. He turns away.
Thanks for keeping an eye out for us, Sakar.
Anytime.
I just glare at him.
He really is a kind man when you think about it.
Mm.
You guys have like the total opposite feelings on it. I love it. So,
There's a hint of
Doodling?
sarcasm to that, by
a
the way,
little bit,
but
for sure.
Yeah.
But you guys are back at the Centaurium. Exhausted.
Yeah.
Intrigued. What are you guys doing?
doing okay,
Ye-
Mekai.
I could ask the same to you. That was rough.
It
That's-
was.
Zach was not exaggerating at all when he was saying that it was a challenge.
Zach's warning definitely allowed me to approach it in a way I think I would not have done otherwise.
I think I was slightly underprepared, but we got through it.
Are you okay, though?
No, but I will be.
Do you need to talk about it?
I just have a hard time justifying that I can be anyone of importance again. And I always have wanted to help. Let's keep working for food.
Best thing you ever said.
But I don't know. We were chosen, and it kept being clear, and I knew that there was other people who were supposed to be at the Centaurium, and it just makes me wonder, had my life panned out differently, would I still be a chosen? Or would the one who was supposed to be here, the prince, would he have been a chosen? I just have so many questions, and yet I don't know what to do.
I think we all have a lot of questions. Yeah, I mean, my life has panned out differently than I planned as well. People I've lost I didn't want to lose. That if I hadn't lost, probably would have been me instead. Which means I wouldn't be here. Had a lot of conversations with my father. He's always one to help me through troubling times. Doesn't mean I still don't feel those troubles. Because they are there. But he definitely gave me strength when others wouldn't.
I wish I was able to talk to my parents.
Is that part of everything people talk about?
Cut off on contact. Oh, you weren't there for the Zach's 20 questions.
I was not.
Yeah, he interrogated me. Most I've ever heard him talk. No,
Like more
I
than
can't.
2 sentences.
He was doing a lot of the talking.
Hmm.
There's apparently a picture of someone who looks a lot like me in the dean's office. I'm curious.
It's curious.
The horns are a good signifier for families. Not always, but a lot of the time. And belies. But I'm banished from my home country. That includes contact with my parents and grandparents and everybody. Not that it matters. I think my parents are the only ones. The last things that they had said to me before I left was that they did believe me. They were on my side, but there's nothing they could do. But that they loved me.
Are they the ones that give you the drive to continue forward?
In some ways. I think in other ways, it's all I can do. Not to get too dark, but even if I wanted to leave by my own hand, if you know what I mean, I can't. It's part of the curse.
Maybe I can if you want. No, I'm just kidding.
Round 2!
If you really wanted, we can.
Yeah, Sir Car just pops up. Hello?
Seems to be a challenging fate for you, Makai.
You can say... You could say that. This doesn't really help with this new mantle of responsibility. On one hand, I'm an outcast. On another hand, I'm supposed to be a savior and an outcast at the same time.
I get the distinct feeling we may all be outcasts. In our own ways.
Probably.
But it may make it so that we can help others more readily.
It's true.
For what it's worth, I'm glad to have you as a friend.
Thanks. I haven't had a friend in a long time. Why did you grow to 12 feet?
Little trick passed down from the Goliath folk
Hmm.
that I grew up fighting with. Been working on figuring out how to perfect it, and I think I finally managed to figure it out.
So can Urgon also, like, be tall?
Urgon knows people who can, yes. Urgon himself, I'm pretty sure, follows the different path, different focus. He's a little bit more on the spiritual.
Hmm. I'm glad that you didn't choose the darkness.
You didn't either.
No.
Did you want to?
No. I was more scared to choose anything. Nervous. I already kind of live in darkness, so what's the point of choosing it? I wanted to reach towards the light. Even just a little bit.
Maybe we can reach together. We can get Zach and Anais with us.
Yeah, those kids are going to be a handful.
I mean, aren't we all to some degree?
It's true.
Think about how much food people have to feed me.
That's a
That's
lot.
a handful in its own right.
Yeah. Yeah. Does this mean we have to get like double rations for you or something when we walk? You're carrying all your own food.
Have I never not carried my own food?
That's true. I need to get more pockets for cookies.
Should look at getting those. It's always a good backup ration, I think.
I do feel like I owe an explanation of my nickname that I'm not fond of.
That's for you to decide when.
But I am, I think, more scared of that than of that darkness down there.
Let's grab a bite to eat and let's head up to the bench up there. I think there's some stuff that I could share with you. Don't know if it'll help. But maybe.
Yeah. Where do you think Zach and Anais went?
Who knows? Maybe they decided to go somewhere and snoodle.
What does that even mean? Like, legitimately,
That word.
I mean, we can always ask their car later.
I mean, like, I think I know what it means.
I feel the context of how he said it and where he said it
Yeah.
and why he said it probably is there.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're fine, but
It's okay.
Sasha did say that she saw Zek and Anais go into the tower.
Ooh,
Episode 14, Snodoodlin.
is she doing
Diddly.
okay?
I think I calmed her down a little bit. I think you know how teenagers can get.
They spent a whole weekend together.
I've been there.
I tried not to, but I knew more people who were more into that. I was too busy with my studies, but I tried to reassure her that nothing was going on.
Well, we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, I just don't want her turning into a raging monster of jealousy because that's just annoying.
By the way, we're grabbing food and we're heading on our way up.
Yeah.
Raging Sasha monster of jealousy. Sounds like a good idea. We'll see.
Sounds like it could be dangerous.
But yeah, you guys make your way, walking and
Making
talking
my way.
to
Mhm.
candlelit torches that are still light, allowing those who get up in the middle of the night to still see and walk around. All the lights are off. It is well past sleep time. Most people are done out. As you guys are walking to the dining hall, you do see the dean. Looks over at you two, nods, and then seems to be walking towards the temple. You guys head to the dining area.
Just squint at him.
Just give him a nod.
He legit just looks at you and gives you like a what look, and then shakes his head and then nods at you.
Get some food and head on our way back up.
Grab your food. Easy enough, different snacks, leftovers from meals. Grab a drink. You guys are walking up to the cliffside?
Yep.
Trying to see if Maycow's gonna take the temptation of snooping in the office or not. You guys-
No, I'm not that bad. And I didn't even think about it until you said it, so.
That's fair. But yeah, you guys make your way up, kind of quietly talking, almost reflecting on tonight and what's happened and memories that were brought up and who you've met now and why you're at the Centaurium. And you guys make your way up to the Centaurium overlook, now looking a lot more presentable. Kaho.
Mhm.
Makai, why don't you give me a perception check on your way up? What's the advantage?
Oh. 18.
Dirty 20.
30-20.
Nice.
Kahu, you had a hard time checking this out last time, but you kind of passed that tomb that was there. There's something just makes you call to it. Make your way over, and this time, kind of still feel the remaining strength from your giant form. You start moving the stone out of the way. And you both now recognize that this is some sort of tomb or laying ground for a sky chosen symbology that you now recognize now that you've gone through something similar. Kind of get the idea that maybe this is where Anais got her weapon. Maybe where the body lays. Not quite sure.
I think we'll need to come back here with the knives at some point.
Yeah. I feel like I'm
She's not here, I
glad
had
that
to do the shrug for
those. I'm glad that they kind of forewarned us.
I think it helped me significantly.
Yeah. I mean, the questions of why didn't stop, but I think it was less of a shock.
Let's head up top.
Okay.
push the rock back enough. And up towards the schoolhouse, the side stones. The schoolhouse is almost empty, clean from the vines, and you can now see what used to be functional schoolhouse. You can see carvings of initials and little things that students have put in wood or furniture around. You sit here or up at the pillars?
Set up at the pillars.
Walk your way up, and this whole place has been cleaned out and kind of catered to and cleaned. And the stone rocks beneath you are showing patterns and gems and precious metals of the different affinities. 7 pillars stand around you, but you can see out, and the moon is now cresting out behind the clouds, and you can hear the rustling of the waves on the cliff below. The sky is starting to clear, but you can see a lightning storm in the distance, kind of off on the horizon. You can kind of feel the reflection of the sun off of the moon, kind of the currents of the waves and the winds. Almost all the affinities swarming together in harmony. Earth below your feet.
The darkness came for me.
Mm-hmm.
Brought my little brother into it. My little brother brought up what my people see as a transgression. Did one I would have taken again gladly.
I don't think I can really imagine you doing anything.
For my people, birth order is very critical. It's where you stand, and to where you often end up. I was born as one of the last of a very large family, which places me low on the totem pole, meant to really be a means of fighting to protect those above. And it was there that I joined with a wonderful woman named Amaya. Though at the time we were both very young. And she and I became shield siblings. What that means is that as you felt that conversation every once in a while I've given you in your mind, it's like that. We link together, one with another. We fight side by side. We train to fight that way. And this brought a very strong bond between the two of us. My brother, who's older than me, is obviously one of a higher status. And being in my family, the family of the chieftain, he saw Maya and saw her for her beauty. And he took the steps to arrange a marriage with her. I still don't know for sure if he knew of how me and Amaya felt for each other or not. But even though it was such a... I mean, as soon as that arranged marriage happened, it was seen as basically having an affair, being an adulterer. But I couldn't stop. Not with the person I cared for. We loved each other. And he brought my little brother in and attacked me with my little brother. My little brother wouldn't understand this. He wouldn't understand. He would only know what people tell him. My older brother only saw me breaking my code of honor. He did not see one who was already in love, who he had taken. And I've tried to have this conversation with him, but it has never ended well. I don't know if he was hoping that she would love him and she loved me. But I know that it caused a fissure in our family, particularly between me and him. Because you see, the day that Amaya died, she died saving me. And I've had to live with that. In one part, I'm very grateful for it. In another part, it tears me apart inside. Because I have to be the one that lives on for us. I have to be the one that moves forward. She died because she believed in me and she cared for me and she loved me. And that day it caused an even greater break between my brother and I. Because that was the day my brother knew that her love for me was more than he would ever have received. My father's the only one who's really ever worked with me through this challenge. Many other in the village who do know of it see me as an adulterer, a wrongdoer, a breaker of honor. Though I know they mostly say it behind my back. There's more complexity there than just one who stood in the way of a marriage. But that loss of Amaya in my life leaves me a little empty inside. Leaves me wishing that I had something to fill it again. But I know what she wanted me to do was rise up and move forward. It's her that has caused me to be more decisive. It's her that has caused me to be more contemplative. She drives me even now. And I have a feeling that it is because of her that I am here today, not just because of saving my life, because of her belief in me, and I believe that she truly did believe in me. It gives me strength to move forward into this unknown. I felt so lost here. I wasn't supposed to be thrust into this position. I wasn't supposed to be the one called next in line in my family. I was supposed to be left nothing more than a shield on the sand. Nothing more than a body to protect those greater. And yet I've been thrust here. Chosen, as they say. And I just remember Amaya. She believed in me. And I need to stand up to that.
I think you're doing a good job. For what it's worth.
I appreciate it. Like I've said, I've had a wonderful father who was there for me.
I'm sure he's watching over you. Sorry that there's such a tear in the family. I don't have any siblings. It's just me. But it's still hard. Maybe this will help heal your family. Maybe not.
If we want healing to happen, we're gonna need each other.
Our stories aren't super different. But I wasn't supposed to be here either. I already told you that there was quite a few others sent.
You mentioned it.
Yeah. About 4, 5 if you include June. It's strange. I feel like the past is all I can think about. And yet, verbalizing it, bringing it to light it gets stuck in my throat. It's hard to express. But you've seemed to rise up from your pain and make it into something strong, and how you carry your banner. I just want to run away from mine. But what I did back in the cave was in honor of June. He was the crown prince of my country, the one who was supposed to be here. And like you, he was someone that I loved. In fact, the reason I am called Kingslayer is because of him. I was married for less than a few hours. And it always seems to get stuck. We were married, and in between, before the coronation, I was getting ready and called into his chamber. He was always very whimsically romantic, trying to sneak away and steal kisses and entice me into his bed, I suppose, if you want to call that schnoodling or whatever it was. But when I got there, I saw him with someone else. And I couldn't believe it. And it was a family, it was a friend, sort of. We always had a rivalry. And she was so jealous that I was to become queen. She felt like it should be her. And I hadn't talked to her in a while, but there they were. In my country, if somebody challenges your honor, you can have a duel. So I challenged her. He was mine, not hers. It's not uncommon for royalty to eventually down the line take on consorts. It's common. Very common. But on my wedding day, I couldn't handle that. The nearest blade was his. I took it. We went outside. June, I couldn't even tell you what he was saying. I couldn't hear his voice. I couldn't hear it. I didn't want to. The only thing on my mind was not necessarily killing her, but teaching her a lesson. I was to become queen. I couldn't be ridiculed like this. I didn't want to. It took me a long time to accept June. I was never opposed to the marriage, but it took a long time to fall in love. I always thought of him as my best friend, but that shift happened finally, and as I got more and more angry, and as I was about to strike, he got in the way. And I took him down. And he was gone. We only had a handful of witnesses. But because this was more of a scandal, nobody took my side, nobody listened. And I was forced to have the silvering happen. It's something you drink. It's very unpleasant. It changes you. And then I was banished. No words. No trial. I don't even know where she is. I just wanted to know why. Why her? Why not me? We were married. I had no explanation. And 2 years later, I still don't. So I'm here. And it's kind of a torture, to be honest. But in the cave that we were just in, I planted his favorite tree, which is also the family crest. I've planted a lot in his memory. It just hurts. And that's why I'm called Kingslayer. Because everybody thinks that I did it as a power move. To be crowned. Or something.
I doesn't know what to say. Just kind of puts his hand behind your head and touches his forehead to your forehead. And you just feel a bond of emotion. That's all you feel.
Makai just crying. Thanks.
How many people have you told?
Um, I mean, I have written to my parents, and they believe me. I got to say just a couple words, but they know. But you, that's it. I feel like I owe an explanation to Anais and Zach too if we're going to be teammates. I feel conflicted. I know what I didn't. I know that my intention was not. Oh, did we all disappear?
Sorry, I was
We're
resetting
back.
Discord. Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
A little robotic on my end. I was trying to fix it.
I know my intentions was not after him. But I know that I had a lot of anger. And that should not have been. You can't really justify that. But who's going to believe me over the official stories, over the crown, over the supposed witnesses? Everything stacked against me. I'm not welcome in very many places. The reason I don't eat a lot, I've learned to literally live off of whatever I can.
I believe you, Makai.
Thank you. What scares me is that the king had said that he wants me here to learn and then go back and be by his side as a twisted trophy in some way. Or he'd take my mother. And I thought he was going to be a good father-in-law.
I think we're gonna need to take one day at a time.
Yeah,
But know you now have people in your corner.
thanks. I hope Anais and Zach are Are
I
we
hope
back?
We're back?
Yeah, are we back?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you
That
would.
was weird.
I hope Anais and Zach are as understanding, but I don't blame them if they're not. I've learned to live with that for 2 years.
we'll find a way to make sure we're all together.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for trusting me.
Thank you for telling me your story too.
It is the past. We still have a story ahead of us too.
Yeah. It'll be a long road, but I'm looking forward to finally having friends that I can travel alongside again.
I'm gonna stand up and hold out my hand and probably get some sleep. But we'll be on
Yeah.
this road together.
Yeah.
Moonlight
Tired.
suddenly seems to break from the clouds again and illuminate both of you in the path. Almost hear a melody on the wind.
I
Get some.
think we're just.
Huh?
I was gonna say, I think we're mostly walking in contemplative silence after all that.
Yeah. Are you still holding my hand?
I just lifted you up.
Oh, okay. I was gonna be like,
Not there yet.
You
yeah.
guys slowly make your way
Make my way.
quietly back through the quiet garden. Silence, stillness, quiet seems to fall upon the Centaurium. Contemplating the events of the night and the old memories brought back up. For the first time, vocalizing them again. Someone that understands, that you can trust. Eventually make your way back to your own rooms. Exhausted from the day's events. Fall gently asleep. Feel being looked over. You don't feel alone. Make high the windows open and the soft melody on the wind. Single purple leaf that falls in, lands on the desk near you. You can feel yourself swaying in the hammock. You're back on the waves. You hear a familiar voice in your ear. Never been. I miss. And that's where we'll end tonight's game. As you guys wake up in the morning. Hopefully, we'll see if we have two that join us next week. We shall see. You shall see. You'll have to tune in next week to find out from Fates United. Both of you guys, wonderful job. Beautiful
Yay.
RPing. Lore drops galore. You guys, it was a beautiful, beautiful episode. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone that has joined us for the episode. We love doing this. We love putting this out there. You got me tearing up during it too. So amazing.
Now I can post my art.
You can post your art now. That's a good way to do it.
Guys, go
That you've
check
been working
out our
on for
Discord.
months. Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
We'll probably have
I am
that highlighted next week because I love
Yeah.
that scene. Yeah,
It's
Dee's
my
had
favorite.
this painted ever since she created the character. So
Yeah. I've been working on it.
But yeah, we are going to continue next week, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the next episode 14 of Fates United. As we're going here, I wanted to put out an idea to everyone that watches. There will be a point in the story, kind of like how Beacon Zora kind of hit that little gap, big story arc where I feel the first story arc will end. And I was thinking about doing some sort of question and answer episode, where you guys get to ask questions, almost like a Talks Machina kind of thing, where you got to ask questions of our four. We can kind of discuss things together, the creation of the characters. If you guys are interested, we could even do it on the second half of an episode, if it doesn't have to be a full one. So just an idea I want to throw out there. I will be back Saturday this week for some streaming, for some variety streaming. We'll do some Octopath Traveler, and then one last week I'll be streaming in the slot of Beacon's Aura Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I keep their sheets warm until they come back in all their wonderful glory, and I find out what happens to Renan. Anyways, so thank you everyone who's watching on Twitch live with us. You guys are amazing. You make doing this each week such a joy. We'll go ahead and raid someone like we always do, so please give them your love, your kindness, and respect like you do here with the Bardic Barrage. And If you're watching this on YouTube or on the VOD afterwards, come join us Thursday nights. We do this live, and the chat is amazing, wonderful people, and we support other streamers as well and content creators that are amazing. So with that being said, I was viewing a few different Dungeons and Dragons streams. I wanted to try someone new this week, and I saw one that was really interesting to me. They played D&D based on the cast of Sunny in Philadelphia, or it says of different TV shows, and I think it's Sunny in Philadelphia right now. So I thought this was a really kind of interesting one to go check. So we'll go ahead and raid them. I can't remember how to do this. There we go. They're called TV&D, which I think is hilarious. So thank you guys so much for supporting us. We'll go check them out, raid, blast them with emotes and love and support. And we will see you all next week here on Fates United. Have a wonderful night. Well, let me